The Edmonton Oilers have hired former All-Star defenseman Paul Coffey as a skills development coach. There certainly seems to be quite a mixed reaction online from Oilers fans, so I wanted to discuss this latest move, and that's coming up next. Welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. We review and discuss all 31 NHL teams with an unbiased opinion. So if you're a huge hockey fan, consider subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. So let's discuss the Edmonton Oilers' latest move. Obviously, they brought in former All-Star defenseman Paul Coffey, who is arguably one of the greatest defensemen of all time, to be a skills development coach. Now, Paul Coffey has not been coaching in the professional ranks at all since he's retired, and he's currently coaching his son's Bantam AAA team in the Toronto area. And the other thing that seems a little bit weird to me about this news is the time of year that this is going down. Normally, when you're bringing in a member of a coaching staff, that's usually something that would happen in the off-season in preparation for the upcoming season. You know, we're at a point where we're just over halfway through the season. The Oilers, yes, they're struggling. They need to find some answers, but they're almost at a point where they're running out of time to salvage this season. So the question is, why now? This doesn't make a lot of sense to me myself. I mean, it makes me wonder if there might be more to it. Now, the reaction online seems to be quite mixed. I've seen probably 50-50 split from some of the articles I've read regarding this hiring. That we've seen Oilers fans happy they're bringing in a guy like Coffey to help their defense and build their skill and work with their young players. And I've seen the other half that's not happy at all, because all this organization seems to do is bring in what they call the old boys club of the guys from the Oilers heydays back in the 80s back to kind of right the ship here. And a lot of those guys from the past have failed and led this team down the wrong path. Obviously, we saw for a number of years, we saw guys like McTavish and Lowe, etc. running this team, and they could not get it together at all. So there certainly seems to be some concern from the fan base. And from my standpoint, I really question the timing of it all. So I want to hear from you. What do you think of this move? Do you think it's an odd time for this to happen? And if you're an Oilers fan, are you happy with this? Or do you think this is another move by the old boys club here to kind of bring in another member of their former glory years to try to get things going? And do you think it'll work out or not? So certainly give me your thoughts down below. The other thing I want to mention here is, obviously with all these struggles we've seen from the Oilers, we haven't seen any changes. And as we know, change happens when teams aren't successful. So obviously, you know, we've heard Peter Chiarelli mention that Todd McLellan's job wasn't in danger. Now with Paul Coffey coming in, makes me kind of question, even though he doesn't have any prior NHL coaching experience, you could take a look at maybe McLellan's assistants. Obviously those are guys that he brought in from San Jose, and maybe they're priming Paul Coffey to become more of an assistant coach, and maybe they'll force McLellan's one of his assistants out for next year. So it kind of makes me wonder. At this point, Paul Coffey still has commitments in Toronto where he lives with his Bantam AAA team, so we're not going to see him be a full-time coach for this season, but he certainly seems like he should be ready and committed to jump in full-time next year. So could there be more to this move? Or is this a member of the old boys club kind of striking again? I want to know your thoughts. Give me your thoughts on the Oilers hiring Paul Coffey down below. Is it a good move? Is it a bad move? And is he going to be primed here for a bigger role moving forward? Don't forget to follow us on social media as well. You'll see our Twitter account right here. Certainly check us out on Twitter. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, so certainly check out all of our links to social medias down below in the description. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We cover all 31 NHL teams here all day, every day with daily uploads, and we'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you next time.